What's up, guys, and welcome back to another week of Deer Blind Dudes. How's everybody's
What's
week
going
been?
on? Whew. Well, it's been busy.
Yeah.
As always, storm cleanup. We had the storms
Oh
come
yeah,
through and been cleaning up on that. So
they missed us. I mean, we had a bunch of straight line winds, um, but that was
Yeah.
I don't know how because like a mile up the road, if there's a tornado that comes through Tennessee, it smacks Mixie, the little community.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, literally, if and they're like, "Oh, there's a tornado in East Tennessee," Mixie got hit. I don't know how it happens, but
Every time.
there's no way they keep homeowners insurance. Like
So,
you drive past these places, you're like, oh, it's kind of a rundown little. Well, that's a brand new house. Well, that's a brand new barn. Like every couple of years, you get a new barn. If you don't
but
like your house,
but
cool. It's
that's
gonna
why
get rebuilt
Mixie
anyway.
that's why Mixie has a population of like 13.
That's fair, and like 8 of them are the same family.
Right.
yeah,
It's easier that way.
yeah, we
But
had an
yeah.
EF1 touchdown in Sykeston. It didn't.
God.
It didn't stay on the ground long, which is a good thing. But
Yeah.
it did hit a nursing home. Tore the roof off. They had to evacuate the nursing home. Different things. So yeah,
rough.
it's been crazy.
Yeah, I bet y'all were busy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just been a long week already. It seems like I don't. The newborn decided he just doesn't want to sleep anymore.
That's right.
And he also
So-
doesn't like to peacefully ride in a car.
That's
So
Oh,
like
no.
while it was storming, the other day, we didn't know if we were getting anything because we're east of the Tennessee, we're between the rivers. So when it crosses the Mississippi, since it's been low, used to it would split and it would go north and south.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, this time it really just kind of made a beeline for us and then just was like, oh, okay, I'll take a left turn. So I was like asleep or almost asleep. And Tony woke me up and was like, Torcon 5. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. I've never heard of that. And she's like, it's very likely. I'm like, yes. Like our front windows face south and that wind was whooping. I was like, maybe it'll just keep blowing it past us. And it did. And then I woke up to this alert on my phone, freaking out. Yeah, I didn't know what the noise was. And I look over and I woke the baby up when I was like, oh, what was that? So that was a good time. For somebody, not us, but somebody.
Yeah.
I missed
That's
babies
weird.
in that.
That's weird for the car thing though, because normally like
Isn't
a
it?
car ride will put a baby out
Right.
quick.
It'll just about it would I thought it put me out when I was a kid. But no, my mom said no. But I mean I don't remember obviously. I feel like she'd be more of an authority on that. But no, his new car seat, as expensive as they are, this thing like spins and does all kinds of craziness, but he likes it better. But it still ain't great. Like we ran to Paris, go to Kroger. He was pretty okay until he just wasn't. It's so loud. And Sav's trying to turn up her tablet and doing all this. And I was like,
Drown it out.
So I started singing.
Headphones, man. Come on.
I started singing because I thought that was the answer. And
wasn't.
we put Mama in overload. And
You
she
should've
was
just-
an extremely kind and gentle soul about it, but she just very peacefully was like, "Can y'all please stop?" And I was
Well.
like, "Whoa!"
He just
Yeah.
hasn't heard Uncle Nick sing yet. So
There you go. Sav was talking about you yesterday.
was she?
Yeah,
I got to come
That's it.
see her.
I know. Yeah, he doesn't like us anymore. I said, "Baby, he doesn't live just down the road." I said, "We don't work together anymore." Well, you still talk to him. I was like, "Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true." And
Sure do.
this was, I guess, last week then, as we were leaving softball practice. She started playing softball this year. And she said, well, that's what I just need a cell phone so I can talk to Uncle Nick and my nanny and everybody that I want to. That's like, whoa.
She is like straight up my biggest fan.
For real. Like,
Oh,
if I'm on the phone or something like that, or I'll be scrolling through, you know, I'll post something, and I hit the like. Is that Nick? Yeah, baby, that's Nick. Like, if you ever get shirts like this, oh, bro,
She'd be wearing them every day.
absolutely. People be like, "Who is that?" And she'd be like, "That's my Uncle Nick." Yeah, she's funny though, man. Like, she's got a lot of personality.
She does. She's
Like, I think that's the right way to say it.
She's got her mama's sass and then some.
But she's got my mouth, man, and somebody will say something. She's like, "That wasn't a very good idea, was it?" I'm like, "Oh God."
That's a dangerous combination.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Just combination. But it's a lot of fun, like when she uses her powers for good, you know.
Lord only knows what little man's gonna have.
Listen, I don't know. I don't. Sav was such a peaceful baby.
Smart assness and your mouth on little man, and you're screwed.
You're not wrong.
Because I was
You're
around
not
you
wrong.
guys for a couple of days, and she's very smart.
Oh, she fires back, man. When I was active duty,
without hesitation.
oh yeah. When I was active duty, I had a corporal that was like, "Oh, you bringing your wife to family day?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, we'll take it easy on her." And I'm like, "Hey, listen, before we get there, you need to know you don't have to take it easy on her, but like, if you start something, like she's gonna finish it." Oh no, man, it's cool. It's like, I needed to tell you that before we get there.
I need you.
So
to
we
know
get to
she
family
might
day.
Hurt
And
your
it's like
feelings.
you really
Right.
don't, you really just can't understand until you're just there.
Bro, we're male and female version of each other, and it's awesome. And I love her so much. But it is it's great because she's real, like, at first, like, she's real quiet and unassuming, you know, like in WTF, she had the baby, she was a champ and everything. And then somebody will, you know, they'll pop off, try to, like, she's quiet, you know, especially like in social settings, a lot of times. Like, so if she's quiet, people are like, "Oh, I'm going to get her." And then when she fires back, they're like, "Oh,
I really thought she was gonna just kill me when I asked, "Oh, I can hold him,"
I didn't know what to expect." Because
and she goes, and she just looked at me, and she was like, "Only if you hold his head." And I was like, "Yes, ma'am."
Nick, I was like, I told him, I was like, "Hey, she might hurt your feelings, but if she does, like, it's only because, you know, like, that's her baby." You know what I mean?
Right.
So when she said, "Yeah," I was like, "Oh, all right then." I didn't know what
She
to
gave me
do.
about 30 seconds, and she was like, "I'll take him back now." And I was like,
Like-
"Yes, ma'am."
I almost want to believe that, like, if I'd have been there, she'd have been like, "What baby? There ain't no baby here. I'm the baby." Like,
Oh, you talking about Sad? Oh, Sad
Yeah.
didn't get to go with us.
oh, she didn't get to go. Okay.
No,
Okay,
it's
okay,
just
okay.
it's just me, Tawny, and little man. But it was he did great. Like, day one, I guess, is the only day that we went, or they went. But like, I was afraid, you know, because it's first time really in the carrier and stuff, and that thing's awesome. But like, Sab didn't really like it when she was. They're complete opposites in every way. It's very weird. With the exception of, for the most part, if he's laying like this, like with his head here, you know, body here, he'll chill, even if he's super pissed off. When that doesn't work, I'm like, I'm out of tricks, and I feel bad because I got to give him back to his mom. But, you know, that's really my only move. When it works, it's great. It's cool when it works before like midnight. But I mean, you know, we're dads. It's somebody watches this and gets salty about it. Sorry, but I mean, I'm a dad first, you know, and family. We're all about family.
Yep.
We are getting him his lifetime. I think I said that maybe, but
I remember you saying that. Yeah.
I wish we'd done it with Sav because it's now like $1,100 or something. It's like,
See,
that
I feel
hurts.
like the second child gets the better treatment because the first child, like you're brand new parents, so you're kind of just winging it.
Bro, we had no money. Like,
And
I'm sorry,
so like
we were
the second
so
child is like the
broke.
second time through, and you're not repeating any of the mistakes that you thought you made with the first one. And the second
Yeah.
one always
Yeah.
ends up getting more babied, maybe.
I was also 20 years old when my first one came, so
I was, I guess,
Me too.
23 or 4, maybe. But I mean, we were young and we were 800 miles from home. I was active duty, so you don't have a say in anything. And I vaguely remember, I'm not going to name drop, but my staff sergeant, when I told him, I was like, hey, there's some problems in the pregnancy. They're going to induce her tomorrow. I thought the due date wasn't for another week or two. It's like, yes, the due date is for another week or two, but they're going to induce her tomorrow. He was so mad. He's like, all right. Like, what? I can't help, and it is what it is, And so anyway, so you get 10 days of baby leave, which usually equates to like 7 or 8, But I remember like the day after I got back, it was like the first day back to work, and I ended up having duty. So I was gone for like a work day and then like a full 24 hours. And that went over not well. But there's nothing you can do. You agreed to do whatever. So, and we were only making like, after rent and stuff, I think it's like $1,500 a month or something. I don't know. It was so little, and she went back to work pretty quick. But it's still just life was so expensive. And now we're here. So I mean, we have babysitters and we have, it's just different. I mean, it's
sure.
different. If I have to take off work, I could take off work.
Yeah.
Wait till you have grandkids. That's when it really changes.
you better
You're
not
so
take-
old.
You better
Do
not
what?
take off work until my gun gets done.
Oh yeah. So I'll just go ahead and drop that tease. Right. So sitting at work today, our servers were down. It was weird. So I was making I was messing with brass, right? And the UPS guy shows up. And Miss Lynn walks up and she's like, oh, we got something. I said, I know what that is. She's like, you need to check. Do we need to check it in? And I was like, no, I know what that is. So we open it. And I was like, oh crap, I like that. Not that I didn't like it, but I'm not a fan of chassis style things, but it's kind of a good mix. And we open it and it's Steven's chassis for his new Pew. And I was like, I really like that. I was like, I wish it had a bigger grip. It was like, oh, look, it comes with this slide over adjustable grip. And I was like, oh, well, there it is. So I might end up running it, but you had machinist chambering it and doing all the things. And I was like, I started like sending a picture of the process. And, nah, we'll just wait. We'll just wait.
It's not nice.
No, it's not nice.
I told
it
you
never
what,
is.
like 3 or 4 days ago, I do not like surprises. I
You
want
did say that.
it. And you said, oh, I think I'll just wait until you get it. No.
I did. So I did say that.
He won't
and
let off of it either.
So far, I'm keeping true to my word.
I will be sending emails. I would like to see the build process of my gun.
They'll get deleted.
Show me. I will. I
Delete.
have other people's emails. I don't. I have Will's and others.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
They'll
didn't
delete
send
them
him an
too.
invoice or anything. Nah, she'll come back there. Miss Lynn's so nice. She'd say, "Hey, this was your buddy, right?" I'd be like, "Yep." She said, he's wanting these pictures and stuff." She'd be so nice about it, but yeah, 100%. I'd say, "Oh yeah, I'll take care of that," and then I'll take
Yeah.
pictures. I'll take
Yeah.
pictures and then
Don't
not
send
send them.
Dude, it'd be so funny because I can see it right now. Like you sent like Steven would send you like the 5th email or the 15th email, and then all of a sudden like return to sender. Email
Yeah.
address does not exist.
I'll send him
No,
a picture of the table or like somebody
gonna
else's.
happen-
You know?
What's gonna happen is the gun's gonna come in and I'm gonna see it, and then like there'll be like 40 pictures come through, and he'll be like, "I sent those last week."
Yeah. I was just waiting on you, man. I don't know what happened.
Full of baloney.
Y'all are giving me too much credit. I'm just not gonna send them.
I would send them to us and not him. That's what I would do, so we could all
Oh,
see
that'd
it
be good.
before he does.
Oh yeah.
No.
It-
No.
That would be great.
I
like
thought we were
I got
better
something for
friends
you.
than that.
We're great friends. This is what
We
that
are.
means.
Bold
Yeah,
of you
that's
to
what-
assume that, Stephen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send you the one I have, but that's it.
So Turkey Fest, if one of the guys can't go, I do have somebody else that can attend. And that's Bo from Mamba Archery.
Bo, like,
No, his name's Bo.
Oh, just BO.
I know. Oh, it should be BOW.
Yeah. So he lives in Texas, so he's only a few
Oh,
hours
okay.
away. And he could get there pretty quick. And he said that he didn't have somewhere to turkey hunt this year, so that would be the perfect thing.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Are we
Yeah.
still waiting on what's his name to answer us?
yeah, I pretty much give up on that, and I'm just going to take Shelton.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying if the other one on my side,
Seriously,
so you're saying if the other one on my side can't go, Bo can go? That what
Yeah.
you're saying?
yeah,
Okay.
most likely.
10-4.
I sent him. Yeah.
He sent this. That's it. A picture just like this.
Of his hand?
Well, that
Yes.
No.
Well, it wasn't
that's, the only,
Whose hand was it?
that's the only picture he had.
That's a gun. That's your gun.
Send you a damn picture.
You should have had a rubber band around your finger, like the rubber.
I didn't
band
have
on
one
top.
handy. This is a studio in my spare room, right? Like I'm looking at my golden retriever and a bearded dragon. Like, I don't, you think I have rubber bands just hanging out?
So
I have a
so
7-year-old.
Can we talk about what this is going to be?
Yeah.
What's gonna be?
Like these parts, his gun.
Oh yeah. Complete with
So-
pictures he could show you. I thought it was a good picture. But yeah, so it's a SAP, SAPP. So that's a short action precision platform.
What are we doing right now?
I think he's hiding. I'm gonna get a text here in a little while. It's gonna be like, "Hey,
Oh,
you're
my
terrible." But no, I think you went with a 6.5, didn't you?
Yes.
All right. So prepare all the comments for people talking about 6.5s. Three
Yeah.
things. I have talked mad stuff about a 6.5 for years, and in general,
Wait. 6'5"
Creedmoor.
Creedmoor. Okay.
So yes, in
I have one.
general, yeah, I do too, and I love a 308. I love 30 caliber things.
Mm.
But reaching out, and it is the 6.5 shoots pleasant. The math is easier. Lots of good things. 2, I don't care what your grandpappy or your cousin or your neighbor down the road says. It will kill a deer. I personally vouch it'll kill a deer at 570 yards. Your ammo matters and your aim matters. Shoot better. If you can't kill a deer at 400 yards with a 6.5, I'm trying to be nice, but go practice. You need to practice. That's the way to say it. You suck.
Absolutely.
But now that we're past those disclaimers, it's sweet. I saw the SAP for the first time. A lot of people run chassis and stuff. I still like a stock. It's just the way that I am. But it will be my next bolt rig for sure.
And then the cool thing about it is this is the first one you guys are making, correct?
Are y'all making it?
It's not the first SAP, but we build everything to order.
But it's
So
the
we
first
don't.
one with this chassis.
Yes, yeah, it's the first.
Are y'all building it like standard length, like standard barrel length, or is it all
Yes,
like custom? What?
So I think yours. I think yours is a 24-inch. And it's threaded for your suppressor. 5/8 till 24. But we kind of offer two standard barrel lengths in that, which is like a 20-inch and a 24-inch. I like short barreled stuff because it's easy and neat, and I'm excessive in most things. But especially, I mean, this is really your first like precision platform distance kind of thing. And I wanted you to have everything that you needed. Like I recommended to you what I would build for myself. And as I was doing that, I was like, dang, now I'm going to be copying him if I get, yeah, I know but it is going to look pretty sharp.
Do you get jealous in the process?
Oh,
Will?
dude. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's why he's hogging the damn pictures.
Oh, dude.
He's like, he's jealous as a mofo, and so he doesn't want to share the pictures because he's just over there all jealous and crap. And he's like, oh, I ain't gonna freaking show him what this gun looks like until he gets it in person.
Look, I mean, we have the M200, right? The iconic. If you've played Call of Duty, you've run the intervention. Like I look at these and I'm like, that guy ordered 5. I have 0. Let's are you adopting? Like what can we do here? And
can you
go out
gift
to
one of
shoot 'em.
these? Like,
Yeah, right. So like you go out to test fire and it's like, I need this. Can I afford it? No. Can I afford to shoot it? Not really. But I would figure it out. I like to
y'all
think I
aren't-
could.
Shout out to ShyTech. I'm going
Absolutely.
to take a lot of pictures and videos. And if you'd like to send us some M200s to test, I would be more than willing to get you any content you need.
That's what
Me
I'm saying.
too.
I want
Me
a Coyote the 408.
I'm assuming that y'all are not set up to manufacture pistol.
No, we
Okay.
don't. We don't. That's one thing that I so
on,
appreciate.
Hold on. I want to take this moment. This is brought to you by 365 Thermal. I got my thermals in today.
Hey, absolutely.
I've got the Rick set. So
Yeah.
the cool thing is you buy the thermal scope
Hold
and
on.
you get
Is that deal still going?
It is still going.
Oh,
$2,800.
no-brainer.
You get both of them. So you can check out 365thermal.com.
And if you
Absolutely.
don't need that, he won't sell you that. We
Right.
talked about him before. If you're like, I don't really need all that, he could give you options or tell you just to wait, which is kind of what he told me, which I appreciate a lot. She's like, maybe you're not ready right now.
You get a hold of him, call him on the phone, whatever. You tell him what his first question is going to be, what do you need it for?
Yep.
Or what do you want to use or plan, and what is your budget?
Exactly.
You tell him a roundabout ballpark budget and what you need, and he will fit you with exactly what you need.
And if you tell him your budget's $2,500 and you start telling him you're gonna shoot at a coyote at night once every 5 years, I'll be honest, he's probably not gonna sell you anything for $2,500. There's probably a cheaper option that's gonna work.
Yeah.
You know,
To be honest, I told him I do not want to get this, and 6 months from now, wish I would have bought something better.
Yeah.
And he said, "You won't, I promise." And I said,
But
"Okay."
You're gonna use your. I mean, we're gonna use yours. You know,
Oh,
having the monocular too is big because if you've never been night hunting, it's very difficult to spot for yourself.
Mhm.
But having a spotter, one, it's safer that way anyway, right? Hunting at night. But when you have a spotter with a monocular or binoculars, that's a game changer. When somebody can call you out or call them out for you and stuff like that, and then you could be on them. Well, because I said it before, it happens. It's hot and heavy. Maybe they're ways out, whatever it is. That 6 arc it'll put in some work.
Yep.
But
So,
that's 100%.
disclaimer: this segment was brought to you by 365 Thermal. You can check them out on Facebook or TikTok.
Absolutely.
Now back to what we were talking about.
So another, I like people that do good business and everything, and focus on what works and what they're good at. And that's one thing I really appreciate about CheyTech. I mean, obviously I'm biased, but it was interesting coming into something that like every single day there's conversation. How do we do better? How do we make this better? Like it's this one thing has worked. Never had an issue with it, but like, can we make it better? Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But like, can we make it better? You know, even if something worked great 20 years ago, that's awesome. Modern technology, different things, different metallurgy, all these new knowledge points that come up. It's just kind of cool to watch. But no, we focus on the M200, the M300, and the SAP. I mean, that is our primary. Those are our primary push. We have AR-15s and we have AR-10s, and they're awesome. But it's just AR platforms are so. Everybody's got one, and no matter how great they are, it's an AR, right? Bolt actions, though, you start getting into bolt actions, and you've got something that's hand chambered, and you've got something that's hand fitted, and you've got a custom built platform, and you just know that every time you go to run it, it's just. First time I was out on a test fire, and I saw the grouping, and I was like, "That's pretty good." Nope. Changed the ammo. Like it was bad ammo.
Hold up. You shoot my gun before I do, and I'm not going to be a happy camper. So if I have to drive to Tennessee to make that happen, I will do it.
I'll let the ballistics expert. I'll let them test fire and do your jam. But there's so much knowledge up there. I won't be the one. I won't shoot it before you. How about that?
All right. Fair enough.
I would.
Yeah, you're so
But no, it's gonna be good. And especially like this being the first one that you are gonna run, it's like a little kid shooting like a 12-point buck for his first deer. Like I'm not, because I thought the same thing. Like I've got that Solus build and it's butter and it's awesome, and then I shoot other things and I'm like, oh, like it was super entry level. Like you're starting out, you know.
Yeah.
It's gonna make everything else you have feel
I
like.
literally sent you a text message and was like, "Hey, I want this," and you were like, "Hey, we could build that."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, let's wait till next week." And then I sent you a text message and was like, "Hey, Okay, I'll take it. You're like, okay, you only have to pay for half. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll pay the other half in a few weeks. And then I literally paid the other half the next day. I just couldn't wait.
She walked back and said, well, your buddy, he made the deposit and then he paid the rest. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, maybe if I go ahead and pay for the whole thing, they'll hurry up and build the damn thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's not the way it works.
I mean, it was just,
Tried.
I mean, I don't blame him. I don't, and that's one thing not everybody loves. But if you want something mass produced, go to your local gun shop. There are plenty of options. You're not gonna, I'm not gonna say you're not gonna find, but you can't want perfection or near perfection. If you want the best cooked steak of your life, a sit down style family, whatever, you're not going to go to your local corner gas station. It is what it is, and things take time. And like I said, I don't believe in anything being perfect, but to reach that level and justify, that kind of money, I mean, it's a real investment.
Yeah, it is.
It's got to be right. It's not something you can, pre-make. I'm about tired of this weather. It's not something you could just pre-make and send out and hope they like it. And that's something I appreciate. Everything's got to be right, and if it's not right, it's not going out.
Yeah, and we're not talking about a $500 to $1,000 gun. Like, what is RP on this thing? Was like 5,200 or something like that.
I think MSRP on the SAP, I would have to look it up.
Depending on which chassis it had, it was like 44 and 52, I think.
Yeah, there is one that's around that 4 mark, 4,200, something like that. And upwards of that, depending on what chassis or stock or whatever you run, that really is personal preference. I mean, I wouldn't advise running something cheap and plasticky on it because it does matter. But it's a hoss, man. I'm super excited. Like I'm super excited, and it's sharp. I mean, okay, so it's not through paint and everything yet. Like I have not seen it complete.
Yeah,
if that makes you feel better.
So it's gonna be FDE, right?
Mm-hmm.
The stock, and then black barrel, and then it's going to have FDE ShyTac logo engraved into it. Correct?
Yeah. So our paint guy is awesome, and it's crazy. It's like you and Nick. I was telling him about you, and it's like you just mentioned something for a song or whatever, and you just go do it. It's like, to me, it would take me weeks and it wouldn't be as good anyway. But, I have some idea and I'm like, oh, what if we backfilled and did this, did that? And he's like, oh, yeah. You didn't even have to think about it. He's like, no, I'll just do it. I'm like, oh, okay.
And I'm not that picky. So
no, but it's going to look sharp.
Real nice, Clark. Real nice.
I'm gonna kiss it before we close the box up.
Give
it a little right there on the action. But no, it's pretty cool. I think everybody will be.
You do it.
It'll get in my beard, which I think this might go away for Turkey Fest.
No, it won't. Just stop.
Cut it off and go with just the stash.
So if I do that, I'm going to go back to just the handlebar.
Yes.
Way to do it.
Justin,
you do it for like a donation thing. Yeah.
You're not that guy.
My wife would kill me.
Oh, mine would not be thrilled. But it would be back pretty quick.
Mine wasn't very thrilled either. And then now she likes it.
I should grow my mustache back out.
Do it.
Bingo.
I've had mine like that, and she did not like it. Never grew fond of it, but the longer she
didn't grow,
the longer she talked about it, the longer I kept it. And then finally, I was like, "Okay, I got to get out of the doghouse. I got to do something."
That's right. But no, I'm pretty excited, and I think let's wait but next week, we might be able to announce a couple of cool new partners.
Yeah.
Kind of got to nail down some of the details and stuff like it. And I think I did promise a guest this week. They could not be here. So maybe we can have one of those cool new partners hop on. I think that'd be I mean, nobody's going to introduce themselves or their companies better than them. So
Yeah,
we'll talk
absolutely.
about it. Definitely stay tuned.
Yeah.
We may have to cut this one a little bit short. I think I need to take over on baby duty. It's being a dad again is different. There's 7 years between our daughter and the newborn, so it's everybody was like, "Oh, you've already got a kid." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's kind of like first time again. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Like it's been a few minutes."
Well,
Yeah,
I guess that's all the time we're gonna have this week.
Oh my God.
What?
Your picture.
Huh?
Your picture.
right on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's epic.
Hang on. Let's see if we can pull it up in here.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, so
You look
let's
like
see.
a completely different person.
Hang on.
Absolutely.
he used to
You
hit
look
him
like a
with the
biker
twirl. Oh,
or a tattoo artist.
it must just be the picture. That vibe was not shared in person, but I mean, it was, you know, that.
Hang on. All right. We may be getting somewhere. Hang on.
I'm telling you, you look like somebody I would go and get a tattoo from.
Well, that's pretty
All right.
good. He looks
Let's see.
clean. Is that what you're saying?
There we go.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find a picture of me when I have my handlebar mustache.
With that
For next
picture, I
week.
think that's all we have time for.
End on a good note with
Yeah.
Mr. Dimples.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yes.
See ya.
See you guys.